FTSEandGBPstrategy.com.
Hello and welcome to our look at the Friday, August 8th trading session. In front of you I have the economic calendar open, and as you can see we start off right away with trade balance out of China. Probably not a major market mover, and as a result probably won't really have much effect on the markets, but it is an announcement that people will watch as far as import-export type of situation. The more exports, the idea being the better the global economy is. We keep going lower into the list here, and we have some announcements out of Australia. None really that has us too excited. Really the first what we would consider major announcement would be Swiss unemployment. That of course is going to affect the dollar Swiss more than anything else. Expected 3%, and of course if we get a little bit of a pop, then perhaps we could see some strengthening in the Swiss franc itself, which of course is a currency that's more or less a risk-on, risk-off type situation. Looking at the day as we continue to go lower, Europe is pretty quiet. The Japanese do release a monetary policy statement. It can be important, but truthfully we do not expect this one to be, just simply because, quite frankly, everybody knows that the Bank of Japan is pretty loose at this point. If we get more loosening talk, that could rise with the dollar yen or perhaps the Nikkei. After that comes trade balance out of the UK, which of course is very important for the FTSE and the British pound itself. British pound looks like it's still supported around 168. If we get a better than anticipated number, it could be good for the pound. Again, as long as we stay above the 1.68 level, we think that the pound could be a buy. Canadian unemployment numbers come out later in the day, and that of course is very important for the Canadian dollar. But that being the case, it really looks as if the market is going to be based upon more or less currency moves than anything else. We do have a Saturday announcement of Chinese CPI, but really no way to react to that until Monday, so not much of a concern. That being said, going forward, we feel that currencies will be the main markets moving, perhaps the FTSE based upon the British trade balance, but beyond that you're going to probably have a fairly quiet market outside of the Forex realm. Looking at the charts, you can see that the S&P did fall during the session on Thursday, and we did bounce back above the trend line, but just barely. This is one of those situations where we have to see the S&P pick up a little bit of strength here, or we could really start to sell off. We think that below the 1900 level, things get ugly quick. As long as we stay above there, though, we cannot sell this market, and we would look for short-term hammers and the like, perhaps to play a bounce up to about 1930. Looking over the FTSE, you can see we had yet another negative session during the day on Thursday, but quite frankly, we think 6,500 will come in with quite a bit of buying support. So with that, we'll watch the trade balance numbers out of England. If they are better than anticipated, then fine. We think that's probably enough to move the FTSE higher. Speaking of Great Britain, you can see that we have the British pound. It has fallen again. We did not break the bottom of the hammer or the 1.68 level. That's another one of those markets that could react to the trade balance numbers out of Britain. And if we get a decent enough number, then we could get a bounce from this already supportive level. And we feel that the British pound would be a buy at least for the day. And then finally, looking at the euro dollar, you can see that we fell again, forming yet another hammer. Looks like the euro is probably going to try to bounce from here, but the real support, be warned, is down at the 1.33 level. So having said that, we could still get a little bit of a drift lower. If we break 134 to the upside, we're probably going to hit 134.5 right away, and then possibly 135. Getting above 135 is going to take some serious work, though. With that, we have looked at the Friday, August 8th trading session.